Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chair Yoga. Today, we are going to focus on getting deeper within the body, the sensations within the body, using the breath, of course, as our entry point. So I'm using that basic organization that I spoke with you about the last time we met, which is that we're starting with transition, as we always do, to just bring ourselves into this yoga state of mind and, changing gears and ready to show up. We'll do that with some chanting today, the Adi mantra. That's the Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. That one. Those are the words. We'll do some alternate nostril breathing. That's that Nadi Shodhana practice, very commonly used in the yoga traditions all over. And then we begin the wilding. I call it the wilding. It's just an awareness of our true nature. So we start to connect with our teacher within. That's that Guru Dev that the Adi mantra refers to. So we start to move, get warmed up, try some fluid movement, which is truer to our nature than any sort of rigid, hard kind of movements. This is a lot more fluid to get us warmed up. The remembering that I use, that terminology, is so that we can, again, it's this reference to reconnecting to the deeper sensations within the body, so that you can really feel some shifts, some changes that are happening as a result of your yoga practice. And then we'll close it up with our stillness time, our times for meditation, maybe a reading, and really want to help us to stay true to that meditation component of the yoga practice. It's very, very important as far as I'm concerned in terms of real total experience of what yoga can do for us. So I'm going to stay right here. I don't need to get onto my chair here, but I want you, of course, to be sitting in your chair forward enough that you're not relying on the backrest, maybe using your block to bring your body into a particular point of reference, a little more strength, a little more alignment. Not necessary if you don't want to use the block. This would be the time to find that alignment, to find your awareness as you close your eyes, sit up tall, pull in the abdominal wall so you feel engaged and strong and stable. See if you can find now the feeling, the sensation of your body as you breathe. So you just start to notice what moves, where is it, you feeling the breath. So you start to fine tune your mind into this particular awareness that you're kind of honing from a wide open, lots of things going on, thinking about many things at once, trying to pare that down significantly now as we bring our awareness into the body as we breathe. Soften your mouth. Remember to relax any tension that shows up in your face, in your jaw, in your tongue, all of that. We want to soften that. Let me try this today. When we do the Adi mantra, I'm going to speak it first. I'll hold this out in case it helps you to have the words available to you. I prefer you to have your eyes closed, but if you need to look at something, there it is. And we'll speak it first, and then I'll offer it as a chant that you can either join or just, be a part of in spirit. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale it all the way out. And one more time, in and out. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. One more time. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And the chanting, inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Te Namo. Find your breath. Alternate nostril breathing, as you recall, you're going to use your hands as a mudra. Put your hands into a particular position so that you're able to use your thumb and one of your fingers to plug the nostrils. Find however it is you hold your hands the best. We're going to begin with inhaling through the left nostril and exhaling through the right. 3 breaths. Inhale left, exhale right. I'll do the talking. You stay with me now. Inhale left, exhale right. So you have to plug. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. Stay here. Inhale right, plug, exhale now left. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. Stay here. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, remove your hand, just exhale completely. Take a breath in and a breath out. Plug your left nostril. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. Stay here. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. Stay here so you can inhale right and exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. Last time. Inhale right, exhale, and just return to your normal breathing. Now stay just eyes closed, just stay in your nice upright, very purposeful position and just see if you notice any shift that occurred because of that alternate nostril breathing technique. Maybe nothing, like I don't get it, but you might find it very calming, a very effective way to just zero in on this very time here and now, this experience. This is the time, eyes closed. Let's open our palms on our lap so we have that mudra of receptivity. Open palms gives us that sense of being open to receive. This is the posture I use to suggest your setting of your intention. What is it that you need from your yoga practice today? This is a self-inquiry. So you bring yourself within. What do I need? And honoring that, not just bypassing to say, oh, I don't know, whatever. Really take it seriously. What do I need today? Give yourself that. And then when you have, kind of come to something and you think this is it, take your breath in through your nose, exhale it out of your mouth. As a kind of a symbol of there, I said it. I set my intention there. Let it be so. Okay, beautiful. We're going to begin actually standing up. So I'm going to move myself over here to the chair, and I want you to set it yourself up so that you've got the chair near you. You can stand next to it, so your standing leg is near the chair for support. Find a nice, tall, upright position. Let's just begin with some leg swings. I want you to just straight leg forward, left in kind of a bent knee comes back. So try to look straight ahead. You don't need to look at the screen. You're just finding your way into these leg swings. We're going to warm up. So you might do it real slowly right now. Straight leg forward. That's the flexion is the forward movement. The extension is the pull back. In case you're wondering, this is a flex and extension exercise. Couple more. Try not to rock and roll your upper body. I could feel myself doing it, so I call myself out. Try to isolate the movement in your leg. And then let's return both feet to the floor. Take a pause now. Just feel how your body feels one side to the other after all that movement. And then just simply turn yourself around so that you've got the other leg near the chair and you can start moving in the same fashion on the side now. Hip flex and extension by swinging the leg. And remember, it's following a particular path. Don't let your leg wander way out away from you. Keep it within this midline track. Let your breath use that ujjayi sound. If you're feeling your breath start to really fire up here and you need a good strong breath, I know I do, then just allow that big ujjayi kind of breath, like Good. And then let's get both feet to the floor. Take a pause. Now notice. This is where the strap might come in handy if you decide you need one. The strap would be used to slip it around your foot so that you can hold on and bend your knee. I'm going to use just grabbing my foot with my hand, but you can use the strap as an alternative. So we're balancing on that standing leg near the chair, and we have the knee bent drawing in toward the midline. In other words, your knee's drawing toward the other knee. I want you to start pulling it back. Just little gentle pumping movements where you pull your heel away from the buttocks. This is good for that hip flexor. I've got a hand on the chair for support. Body weight is in the standing leg. So right now, you got a lot of things going on in that you're strengthening the bone mass of the leg that's supporting you. And at the same time, you're doing these quad stretch, hip flexor releases. Let's try a balance now. We're going to add another layer. See if you can bring your hand away from the chair and raise it up somehow. Could be out in front of you if that seems to be a better place. And back down. We'll bring both feet to the floor. I want you to shake both legs out as you make your way around. Again, this might be your time. Maybe on this side, you'll think, yeah, I think I should have used something. I'll just go ahead and lasso my foot and hold it that way. Or grab hold. Knees drawn toward each other. Nice upright position, a mountain pose. And then start to pull the heel away from the buttocks. Kind of a pulsing action. Find your breath now. So somehow, some way, there's this vinyasa connection. That word, I think I have kind of misused it over time. In that vinyasa is the connection of breath and movement. And we use it all the time if we're mindful. Now let's add that balance component. See if you can release your hand from the chair. Any place, high or low with your arm, and be sure to find the drishti. The drishti, focusing your eyes somewhere sort of low to the ground, is like another anchor. It's like another source of grounding. And let's release hand back to the chair and foot to the floor and shake that out. Good. Let's move the chair just a bit so that you got the high side of the chair available to you. I'm going to remove my strap. And we'll begin with a nice forward stretch here. I want you to walk away creating that L shape. This is called an extended forward fold. Feet are hips distance apart. Let's get a soft bend in the knee so we can start to stretch back through the buttocks. easing our way into the hamstrings that might be tight. And then maybe you start to work to straighten the legs. Try not to grip the chair, relying on the strength of your leg muscles. It's reliable, they're strong, they hold you up all the time. Tuck your chin in towards your throat a little bit so you're not trying to look out at the chair. So the back of your head, neck, and spine are in alignment. As we come forward, we're going to take a step forward with our right foot bending into the knee. Right knee bends, back foot is grounded, heel down into a warrior one. See if you can find the rooting of your tailbone here. So it's kind of like you're tucking your tail a little bit. So you feel, when you know you've gotten there, is that it feels more stable in your low back. Let's see if we can bring palms to face each other straight out in front of us. And lift up. Feel both feet to the ground. Just keep your gaze straight forward. Full breath in, full breath out. It's just a holding. Palms come together now. Inhale. Exhale, bow into yourself at your heart. Inhale, back up. Palms are up. Exhale, big wide movement. Hands are going to come back to the chair. Pop that right foot back. Let's stretch it out into that L-shaped forward fold. Keep working on straightening the legs, but be patient with yourself. It might start off, I mean, this is very early in our practice. It's going to start off slower. We're going to ease our way in. We're never going to bully. Stretch back through the buttocks. Keep your feet to the floor there. You feel it. You feel like the imprint of your toes as well as your heels. Excellent. Let's start coming up. And we'll take that step forward now, left side. Bending the knee toward the chair. Back foot stays grounded, so your hip headlights are shining straight onto that chair. And all 10 toes are pointing in the same direction. Let's extend those arms when you feel balanced. Maybe one arm at a time works better for you because you need a little more support for the balance nature of this. Palms face forward, lift up. Plug those arms right into the shoulder socket. So feel, just to be imagining now the arm bones plugging right into the sockets of your arm. Plug it in. There's kind of this image that I've used time to time where it's like we have a beach ball between our hands, and if you squeeze the beach ball that's between your hands, that's going to kind of have that effect of plugging those arm bones right in where they belong. Back to the breath. Let's bring palms together. Inhale. Exhale, bow into your heart. Inhale up. Exhale, go wide with your arms all the way around. And we'll bring both feet together now and shake those legs out. Okay, time to turn the chair around. So we've got the seat of the chair to work with. And let's bring ourselves right up to it in with a tabletop position. So you're not stepping back from the chair, you're right up close to it. So your shoulders are right above your wrists. Your arms become table legs. Your back body is the table's top. We're going to do circles with our knees. So it's going to look like this. A bent knee pops up. I want you to go one direction and then the other direction. That's one. One direction, then the other direction. That's two. Go one direction, go the other direction. That's three. Take a pause. Switch sides. Bend the knee, draw a circle one way, draw it the other way. That's one. Draw it one way and the other way. That's two. Big circle and the other way. Both feet to the floor. Take a pause. Other side. Knee comes up. This time we're going to bring our knee back, back, back. Bend your knee more than you think. Bring your heel towards your buttocks more than you think. and hold that. And when and if you're ready, pulse, push the sole of the foot up toward the ceiling so you can really get into the glutes. Any movement will help. So even if it's an inch or two, it doesn't have to be this gross, huge movement. You're still really firing up the glutes, but keep your heel drawing towards your buttocks, kind of more than you think. So the knee's quite bent. Excellent. Let's get both feet to the floor. Now open your feet wide. I'll turn my chair in case you need to look. Prefer that you don't. We're finding a squat. So I'm holding onto the chair, dropping my tailbone all the way down. So my heels are in, my toes are out. Now see if you can lift yourself upright. That's the beauty of the chair here, so that you're still finding a long spine. I've got my elbows wedged into the inner side of my thighs and knees. Push your butt way back to come up. Let's take a stand now to take a pause. Take a stand and just hold it right here. Good. Back to our tabletop. Other side, we're going to bend that left knee. Bring the sole of the foot up toward the ceiling. Bend the knee more than you think. In other words, draw your heel towards your buttocks, balancing on one standing leg, of course. Your body's in a tabletop as you just start pulsing, lifting that foot up and down, any amount, working the glutes. Excellent. Both feet to the floor. This time, we're going to walk back into a downward facing dog. So arms are going to run right alongside your ears. The bicep of your arm is what's right alongside your ears. Palms are touching the chair, of course, but not a lot. You don't have to shove your body weight into that. Lengthen the spine, tuck your chin in towards your throat. Deepen the breath. Let's walk back to the chair. Round your body like a cat curl, tuck your chin in, and then come up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, brings you to an upright position. Just wait. Breathing in and breathing out, but very purposeful. You strike a mountain pose as soon as you come up. Stabilizing your low back, finding the length of your breath now all the way through. Let's use the chair to support some bending. So I'm flipping it around again. I got the high side coming back at me. Just standing, maybe your feet are a little more than hips distance apart. Feet are parallel to each other. Arm comes up and we just reach it over the head. Just find the rhythm and the breath pattern that works best for you. Arm running across your ear would be great because it just feels, it'll give your neck a sense of support here. Now, for those of you who want to try a challenge, next time you're in the bend, get both arms to reach away from the chair. So your arms are parallel to each other, palms facing each other. Let's give it a breath in and a breath out. A breath in, and on your next exhale, lift yourself up. Let's just hold it. Let the shoulder blades slide down the back. Palms come together. Inhale with me. Exhale, bow into your heart. Inhale up and exhale, go wide. I'm going to move. I don't know that you need to. We're going to switch so we can do the other side and still have the chair for some support. Find the vinyasa of this. We're just finding the breath and the movement, the rhythm of our body. Here's the challenge. We extend for that, and then we let both arms reach out. Inhale. On the exhale, we come back up. Inhale, palms together. Let's look up. Exhale, bow into your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, go wide with your arms all the way down. Great. I'm going to bring the chair back to our center position and we'll have a seat. So I'll employ my block. I'm going to use it, I think, between my thighs. So we're just going to bring that right between the thighs and just taking a moment now to find my right alignment. So feel yourself balanced in the perineum. That's the pelvic floor. So you want to feel the sit bones as a right to left reference and a balance, as well as front to back, which would be your pubic bone, which of course doesn't touch the chair, but you can feel it in your pelvis. So you can center yourself between the tailbone in the back and the pubic bone in the front. So it's like a diamond-shaped map of the pelvic floor. Let's try that O breathing. That vagal tone breathing that we create that O shape of the mouth. And as you take that inhale, you're going to lift up through the perineum. You're just trying to lift up that pelvic floor for that inhale. Exhale, soften everything. And again, inhale, lift up, exhale. You don't need to match my breath. Really form the O shape. That's very important here. And notice that you can squeeze the block so you really feel more action in the perineum. One more time. Try that, squeezing the block. And release. Good. All right. Let's do some shoulder rolls. So you start to feel the movement. I'm going to guess that because we started off with some big movements, big, body movements, that the shoulders have probably warmed up a bit. So I'm just guessing that you're experiencing this a little differently than when we start with it. Try alternating, so one shoulder at a time instead of both at the same time. And then let's change the direction, still one at a time. And now add it like a swimming, like you're taking swimming strokes. So I want you to just turn like you're going to take a breath. If you were doing the American crawl, that you're turning your whole body to take that breath, that imaginary breath with a stroke. A couple more. You want a lot of movement through your shoulders. And you're twisting at the waist. Excellent. Let's come back to center. Interlace your hands and stretch your palms forward. Inhale up. Exhale. Straighten out, and there's a little bend in the elbow as you can. Let's hold it. Squeeze the blocks to give you a little more stability. So you keep both sides of your hips down. So both references, sit bones are grounded. So again, we're trying to isolate the movement in the upper body and let the lower body provide stability and support. Come back to center. Off to the other side. Arms alongside the ear as best you can. A little tilt of the head. So you can feel a little bit of movement through the neck. And then let's see if we can do it a little more of a bounce. So you just kind of tick-tock your way side to side. Requires your oblique muscles, those side waist muscles, to really get toned up and active here, because they have to kind of constantly be engaged to facilitate this movement. See if we can even it out where we've done the same number of stretches from each side, and then let's release that. Open, close, open, close. Let your hands start to circle around so your wrists feel the benefit of that. All the way down, all the way down. So you're in your seated mountain pose and your palms face forward. Your hands are real close to the side of the chair. Come back to your breath. A couple more things with our arms. I want you to just draw one arm across and kind of pull it in there. This is for this deltoid muscle, all the muscles that connect up there. See if you can just keep your shoulders squared. You're not going to turn yourself, but you're drawing across your body and holding it in some fashion. Some people will just sort of pin it in, just hold it. They don't want to use their hand. Maybe their wrists are not that strong, so they'll just sort of pin that arm in, or you can pull the skin. That's what I do. I just grab hold of the arm, pull. Back to the breath. That elbow is going to lift up. We're going to frame our head. So your hand now is just resting between your shoulder blades. One hand now has got a hold of your elbow, and you are framing up your head. Lift up through your armpits. Let the motor of this action be your armpits. Keep your feet grounded so your lower body provides a lot of stability for that motor of the armpits. Finish each and every breath. Go back to that awareness that your inhale and your exhale have to be full, complete. Take a big backstroke to come out. We're doing a lot of swimming here today. Send the other arm out and cross it over. Let's get the other side now. Either pin it in or hold it in some way. Try not to turn yourself. Keep your shoulders in a plumb line and just stretch that across. Hopefully you're feeling some stretch in the upper part of your arm, that deltoid muscle. And just notice where you do feel it. So if you can't really identify what I'm saying, but you get some sensation, no doubt, then that's where you're breathing, that's where you're noticing, that's where you're participating. Feel the stability of your legs, your feet, the block, holding you in a nice aligned position. Now lift up. That elbow is up. We're letting the hand just straight between the shoulder blades. Get your head up now so you're framed. And power this with the motor of your armpits. So you start to feel like you're lengthening your sides from your hip to your armpits. It's getting longer, stretching. Back to the breath now. We got to complete that exhale. We really never accomplished what we were shooting for if we don't return to that exhalation, that full breath cycle. A big backstroke to come out. All the way down. Let's bring our arms alongside the chair's frame, arching the back body into our cow. Extended back body is the cow pose. Rounding through the back body into the C-shaped curve of the cat. And let's follow our breath with the inhale doing the cow and the exhale doing the cat. Try to stretch the midsection of your back. It's so easy to stretch to around your shoulders, but take some efforting to get the midsection of your back to reach toward that backrest. It's exaggerated. The whole thing is exaggerated. Excellent. Let's take the block and put it under the chair for now. And let's facilitate now maybe a wider stance with our feet so we can do a forward fold. I want you to reach out, reach out, reach out. Lay your armpits on the top of your knees if you can. Let your head hang, keep your eyes open. Look under yourself as you touch the floor. And if you're not touching the floor, touch some part of your body so you have a place of grounding. If your hands are on the ground, that's perfect. But if you can't reach that, then touch your ankles or your shins. So there's contact. You're not just letting your hands
be in open space. Find a grounding. Press your feet into the floor. So you feel your legs activated, all the muscles of your legs. Now, see if you can reverse your entry. So instead of jumping your hands to your thighs, can you let your arms float away from you now and let your legs, the strength of your legs, help you to come back up all the way. And let's bring arms alongside the body. Shoulder rolls, reset your body any way your body is asking you to do. I'm going to turn to the side. I don't want you to. I want you to see a side view of me. So we're in this position together. In this, we've got that nice right angle. I'd like you to bring your feet a little closer together and extend those arms away from you now. Lean forward, forward now. Push your feet into the ground so that you can feel the bottom, your bottom kind of floating up off of the chair seat. Strong legs. Let's come back to neutral, and we'll just kind of repeat that, getting stronger and stronger with our legs. And I'm changing my mind about the feet. Feet close together, that's going to serve us well when we're twisting, which we'll do in a minute, but it doesn't serve us well as we're just approaching this. So I say, put your feet in a position that feels strong to you, gives you stability. I open my feet a little wider. Come back to a neutral position. This is the time we're going to set sail here. So we're going to reach out. And if you can, boost yourself right up off the chair. So you're no longer sitting on the chair, you're hovering above it. Let's bring hands to the prayer position at the heart and come back to the chair. Maybe you grab hold of it so you can make sure you land. Now here's where we're going to bring our feet together. Palms come together. We're going to reach forward like we did, where we're bringing ourselves almost into that chair squat, but I don't want you to leave the chair. I want you to just feel the engagement of your legs and buttocks as you rotate so that your elbow comes latching around that opposite thigh. And then if your elbows are straight up and down from each other, palms are pressing firmly to each other. Now turn your head to the position where your head feels the best. Your neck is the most supported. Just find it. Just keep kind of looking, maybe looking at the floor is your best selection. I want you to work with your drishti. Excellent. Let's come back to center. Catch up with our breath or any reset that your body needs right now. We fold a little bit forward. We start that rotation, other side now, kind of getting your elbow to latch way over on the opposite thigh, on that outside edge of your thigh. Elbows straight up and down, quite a firm connection with your palms. Now, don't forget your drishti. Don't forget to manage the weight of your head. Strong legs. I want you to feel like you're floating above the chair, but you're not. But you could be because it's so strong. It's so engaged. Exhale completely. Keep your palms together. Come back to center. Any reset your body needs, but we're going to meet right back here with our hands in this Anjali Mudra. Inhale with me up. Look up if you can. Exhale as you bow into your heart. Inhale back up and exhale, big backstroke. Let's try a wide straddle now, wide now. At least your heels are at least as wide as your chair frame, maybe wider. And your knees are quite bent, so I don't want you to have your legs extended way out. You'll have quite bent knee. Your ankles should be underneath your knees. Let's get our hands on the fleshy part of our legs, not on the kneecap. But let's get a nice firm grip so we've got all the stability we need to circle around in this Sufi grind. This is a return to our true nature. If ever there was one, this is that water nature of the hips, and we're just finding fluid circular movement here. And change that direction. Find your breath, check in with your mouth, make sure you didn't get tight in there, didn't remember,
It just sneaks up on us. And back to an upright position. I'm going to suggest you get a hold of the chair. Just get a hold of the chair behind your, next to your hips. And we're going to move one leg at a time to meet the other. Just stepping over, all the way over to join the other leg. Several movements. Good for your low back. Good for the hip, the mobility of the hip. Can't do enough for the hip, in my view. And then let's bring the legs together. And then you'll just notice which direction your knees are going. Make sure your heels are right under your knees and they feel really connected. And then you're turning the other way. I'm going to lay an arm alongside so it keeps my legs together. I'm going to do some shoulder rolls with this back shoulder. So I'm turning the other direction. Knees going one way, I'm turning the other way. That's their twist. Use your chair any way you want to, or not at all. Now, see if you can bring your body, just do a little check to see if it feels like your spine is vertical. See if you can return to some version of a vertical spine here. And then turn your head when your body's ready for that. Listen to what your neck needs. I'm just delighted this morning here because my neck is so at ease. I feel like I've got so much access. Full breath in and out. The legs are kind of squeezing to each other and you're feeling your feet to the ground. You don't want to overlook the experience the low body is having because it's such a key player here in giving you the support you need. Unwind your head, then your shoulders. Let's do some shoulder rolls here. Just release some of the tension we might have gathered. Take that big wide step again and go to the other side. So legs are joining on the other side, knees are going in the other direction. Layer that hand and arm across your body so it can keep your legs together. Let's get this shoulder in movement. Some movement here, an individual shoulder roll back. And then begin the action of your twist. Keep your legs squeezed together. Use the chair as much as you want to. I love chairs for twisting. And then pay attention to the verticality of your spine. It's an adjustment for me every time. I never enter this without having to adjust the spine. I'm always leaning. And then just really listen, tune in to what your neck needs of you. Give it, in any event, give it a lot of breath. That you're staying with the breath in and out as a vehicle, almost exclusively right now, to benefit your neck, the movement of your neck. Really emphasize the full exhalation. Let's unwind the head and then the shoulders. And we'll go back to the wide stance. And we're going to go back to just some movement back and forth. Not one side at a time. We're going to alternating from one to the other. A little more work. Good. And back to a neutral position. Let's finish it up with that circular movement. Finding our smooth breath. Change the direction. Almost always need a Kleenex. And we'll come back to center. Let's bring our feet in, hips distance apart now. And I want you to cross one leg over the other into that figure 4. So let's start by massaging the feet, stretching your toes apart, getting your ankle to move around a little bit, keeping the standing leg well positioned. Don't tuck your foot underneath you. Keep it right out there so you've got a nice bracket of support. Start to massage that thigh.
See if you can create any more ease and release in that. You can dig deep into your butt of your hands to push into that. We're going to use this now to cradle the baby. So I want you to fold forward and back. Draw your chest bone forward and back. Try to keep your head, neck, and spine in alignment. You're just patterning the body, trying to get used to what's going to happen here. Just a fold forward and back. And when we fold forward, we're going to scoop up that leg like we're cradling a baby. If you're able to, I don't know if I can today, interlace your hands and hold on to that and get your shin bone up as high as you can, as horizontal as you're able to, and add the rocking. Sway side to side. And this is one way to hold your leg. You might find that you got to be a lot more creative than that, and you're holding your leg as something else. But you can still find the rocking movement. See if you can get a little more length of your spine. It's really easy to cave in through the back. See if you can just be aware of that and try to lengthen the spine while you cradle your baby. Any amount, just any amount that you kind of get more upright. And when we come out of that, let's see if we can bend and straighten. I'm going to get a hold of my foot in some way. Bend and straighten. I'm going to say get one hand underneath your thigh, the other one on your foot in some way. And so then you can use your hands to pull that leg in while you keep your shin bone pretty parallel to the ground. So it's not this movement. You don't want to have your foot dropping down. Out there where your shin bone is parallel to the floor. Excellent. Let's get both feet to the floor. Take a pause, reset your body. When you're ready, we're going to get the other side. So you're going to draw that ankle to lay on your thigh and create that figure 4. Make sure your standing leg is well positioned. Start with your foot, spread your toes, start massaging your feet and move your ankle around. It's all going to help. I'm just throwing it out. It can be in any order that you see fit for your body. You start approaching this in any particular order that works for you. It's a lateral stretch of the knee. So this is not the movement that you're going to encounter day to day, in your regular daily activities. So we're encouraging a lateral stretch. When you're ready to pattern the body, lead with your chest bone. Try to make it your chest bone instead of your chin. That bossy chin wants to stick the head out there. So try to keep your head in line with the spine and let your chest bone do the work of folding forward and back, patterning the body. And then we're going to fold forward and see if we can cradle the baby over here. This one is quite a lot less, accessible than the other one for me. So I'm trying to lengthen up, lift up, and move through some cradling movement. Go back to your breath. Your breath informs you if you're working within a range that's right for you. So if the breath is very labored, that is a clear sign that your body says you're doing too much. So you got to back away and make an adjustment. Maybe an adjustment that means that I don't do it. I just don't do it. I'll wait. Find as much range as you can sort out in this rocking movement. Find the breath again. Get back to the steadiness of your breathing. And then we're going to do that straightening of the leg. I want you to get a hold of the underside of your thigh, and the other hand has your foot in some way, so that as you straighten and bend, you're keeping that shin parallel to the ground as much as you can. Find your breath now. Relax your tongue. Soften your jaw. One more. And then we'll just release both feet to the floor. Come into your mountain pose. So your feet are now hips distance apart, they're straight, arms are alongside this chair's frame. Pull your shoulders back, pull your belly in, and close your eyes now. And just find your breath, where you're still very engaged and attentive to alignment and strength and balance. You haven't given up on any of that, but you're also really aware that your body is now settled, resting in this supported pose. Find the fullness of your breath now, the full inhale and the full exhalation. Exhale completely, and let's flutter the eyes open. Bring your right arm behind your back, just swing it behind your back so that it kind of comes around onto the waist. So you've latched it around, and there it is over there on the waist. And the other arm is going to reach across so that you're trying to touch your upper arm. Now turn towards your left. Turn your head, just your head, towards your left. So your shoulders are staying put. And see if you can keep your chin level to the floor or parallel to the floor, so you're not lifting up or tucking down. Your head just turns. Be aware of this movement as keeping your head level being primary, so that you can test what the range of movement is in your neck while your head is in such a very neutral position. And see how far you're able to turn your chin, let's say, over toward that left shoulder. Deepen the breath. Exhale completely and do it one more time. Now unwind your head and relax your arms. We'll shake them out. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So bring your hand way back behind to the waist. So it's tucked back. It's going to pull your shoulder blade back. And the other arm kind of reaches across your chest and just sort of gently touches that upper arm. Now we're turning our head the other way now. So you're turning towards your right. Keeping your head level, very neutral. Now notice that you're not leaning one side of the butt cheek or the other. You want the whole body to be very aligned, squared away, so that you can test the waters here with a neutral playing ground, that you've got your playing field, I should say. So you're trying to turn your chin and just see what's the range of movement. How far am I able to turn my head in such a way that I can determine this range of movement here. Keeping your head very neutral. Chin is parallel to the ground. Now go back and test your breath. Full inhale, full exhale. That's it. Let's unwind the head gently. Release your arms. I want you to shrug and release. Shrug and release. Beautiful. Scoot yourself back into the chair now. And close your eyes. If your body is needing some other stretch, this would be your time to find that for yourself. But we're meeting in Shavasana now. It's time for the stillness. It's time for the meditation. A point-to-point breath reference is a really good tool for meditation, where you start your breath. Let's say you inhale from your base of your spine and you take that long inhale up to the crown of your head, and you exhale down through the midline like that, back to the base of the spine. That's one way. That's a long breath. And a technique that I've been taught is that you might start there, but you continue to shorten it, where you bring the points closer together. So I think that's enough information that you can kind of sort that out for yourself, and you don't need to, you can discard this technique, but it's one that I like to use myself. Check in with the mouth, make sure there's no pressure. You want softness there. And if you like that O breathing, maybe you'll just bring that up for yourself, that you shape your mouth in the O. And maybe this time you don't need to engage the perineum. You're just going to take the inhale through the O shape of your mouth, and that will positively affect your vagus nerve. It will positively affect your vagal tone. And you'll benefit from that. An overall sense of well-being. Feel your body release itself into the chair. The steadiness, the support, the reliability of that chair to support you now, to hold you while you rest. Another technique we've tried, I'm just going to remind you, if you decide this is something you like, is when you exhale, that you allow the exhale to come through as a humming sound, a vibration through your lips. That too positively affects the vagal tone. And it's just very calming that you hear the sound and you feel the vibration of the sound in your closed mouth. And it comes through your lips. It's just a sound. It doesn't have to be a melody. It's just a sound. Today's poem is called Remember This. Vast and changeless, the ground of being is not rocked by ripples on the pond. The firmament from which we spring, the divinity at the heart of things, doesn't wax or wane with mind states or wither in the wind. We come from stronger stuff than feelings. Essence does not fail or fade, diminish or trade reality for illusion. We are wordless, wide, and wise beyond time. Within us is a flame of truth that never dies. Let that be the focal point of life. Let that be the light that guides us from the shadows. We are wordless, wide, and wise beyond time. Just feel your body move as you breathe. Relax into the chair. Be held. Be supported now. Feel that aliveness of your very strong practice today. Let's take an inhale through the nose and exhale it out of the mouth like ah. 2 more such breaths, inhaling through the nose, sigh it out. Keep your eyes closed, if you will. Bring your palms together at your heart and rub your palms briskly right there in front of your own heart. Interlace your hands and stretch those palms out in front of you, and then lift up so the palms are reaching toward the ceiling. And then release now, big wide backstroke. Eyes are coming open now. Let's meet with our hands above our head, bringing our breath into sync. Inhale with me. Exhale, bow into yourself at your heart. Inhale up and exhale. We're going to share this peaceful energy with our communities. We bring hands together at the Anjali Mudra. We bow into ourselves. We bow into each other. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you, Julie. This was great.